Hello, hello. It is Tash Blum here, one of your boss beauties, and we have this amazing three-part series this week. And we are going to dive in today with amazing Allison Boyce. Yes, Allison Boyce is a licensed cosmetologist in Dallas, Texas, where she has been making women feel beautiful for almost 10 years now. In 2015, she saw an opportunity to grow her independent stylist business by combining her work behind the chair in the salon with social media marketing opportunity in cosmetics and skincare. Little did she know that the opportunity would grow into more than she ever could have imagined. And when she joined the Boss Beauties in 2018, yes, she's been with us for a little over a year now, she started to see an amazing shift, not only in herself, but in her business and beyond. She is truly sharing her passion and knowledge in her own authentic way, inspiring women to live their best life and look cute while doing it. So let's get Allison on here. There she is. Let's get Allison. So excited to have Allison. And there she is. Awesome. So exciting. So ladies, you're going to want, there she is.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, I should have been on I have that same
Background.
yes, I should have used it today. We could have been matching.
Oh man, it's my only one. I was actually looking at some new ones the other night, so
I love
I
it.
might
I
have a
love
new
it.
one soon.
I love it. You look amazing as always, as always. Ladies, I want to invite you to invite other women to this broadcast. Share it out, invite them over. I know I said that very quietly. Share. No.
The
We want,
bad word.
I know, right? We really want women to hear Allison's story today because she's really got an amazing one to share with us. We just adore her. Allison, like I
Aw.
said, has been with us for over a year and she is awesome. We adore her. So let's dive in and let's get this party started. So first
Okay.
thing we want to know is, can you tell us what your business is and what industry niche you're in? Which I kind of already said it,
I
but
know.
let us know.
Well, my niche is cosmetics and skincare, and like Tosh said, I've been working in the hair industry for about 10 years now. I can't believe it's been 10 years. And uh, under the cosmetology license, you are licensed to do makeup and a little bit of like facial and nails and stuff like that. So I do have an educational background behind some of that, but really my focus has been hair until, you know, 2 years ago when I decided to add makeup and skincare into the mix. So
Okay, so was it 2 years ago when you decided to start your well, I mean, obviously you've been an entrepreneur as a stylist because you do
yes.
work on your own. You've been for over 10 years now, right?
Right. I guess about 4 years ago was when I decided to go independent. So I left my commission salon and decided to go out on my own and be my own boss. And that was a huge step. And so when I did that, that was when I started looking at, things I could add onto my service list. And that's when I started looking at makeup. I've always loved makeup and it's been a passion of mine my whole life, but I just never considered myself a makeup artist until recently.
Well, you do a great job. I mean, I love
Thank you.
watching your videos. I love watching your stuff. So it's been awesome. And I sure wish that you were close by so you could be my stylist too, because you got the
I
best hair.
know.
And I have the hardest time trying to find somebody to do my hair. So, and you're great at it. So yeah,
You're
you've
so
got talent. You've got
thank
talent, girl,
you.
for sure. So you've been working two other jobs up until recently in the salon, and you also worked at a daycare. I'm not daycare, preschool. Yeah,
Basically
yeah,
daycare.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. I've had
Yes.
a few different jobs in my time, but up until
Can you
recently.
can you tell us more about what some of the challenges were when you faced when trying to grow a business while working at the same time, not just one job but two?
Yes. Well, my first career before hair was I have my bachelor's degree in child development. So I went to school, got my degree, graduated, worked in a learning center for children with toddlers for a year out of college and then decided that that was just not the life I wanted, that I was never going to make any money. And I was like, I've got to do something creative. So that was when I decided to go to hair school. So my background has always been in childcare and children education, all of that kind of stuff. But I just kind of always veered a little bit off. So that is like my backup plan, my solid backup plan. If I ever have to just give everything up and say, okay, I give, this is what I'm going to do. So every once in a while, especially after I decided to go full on independent with my hair business, you know, most entrepreneurs know what I'm talking about. It's a scary place to be in that vulnerable, unpredictable place of sales and retail. The world of retail can be very scary and unpredictable when it comes to your income. So, you know, I've always known that, yes, this is my passion and this is what I want to pursue, and I have big dreams for it, but I also know that I have bills to pay, and I have to always make sure that I have some kind of security when it comes to my income. So that was my reasoning behind it. And, you know, I'll work for a year doing a traditional 9 to 5, and then I'll get to a place where I feel like I can sort of veer away from that. And I always just kind of dabble back and forth. But until recently, I decided that I just need to focus on this and my hair career, because it truly is what makes me the most happy. And once you have a taste of that lifestyle of not feeling stressed out and feeling like you have a boss that you got to answer to, like, it's hard to go back. It really is.
Yeah, I totally get that. And ladies, there might be many of you out there right now that are also struggling. And hello, all of you hopping on. Hello, hello. We've got lots of amazingness that have joined us. Great, fabulous, ladies. But many of you may struggle with having an outside job as well. And if you do, and if you have any questions right now for Allison while we're on, please be sure to ask them. And we will, lots of people who have actually, and thank you for sharing. Yes, Christy, awesome. So, it's a tough thing when you have to work outside, but I'm so excited that you kind of made this commitment to just really go for it.
And for, you know, it's eternally the single girl, right? So I'm not married. I don't have any kids. So it's a double-edged sword, because obviously, I mean, my parents are everything, and I would not be here and I would not be able to do any of this without their support, right? But ultimately, it falls on my responsibility. I don't have a husband here to help me out. I don't have, you know, thankfully, I don't have kids that I have to be responsible for either. So I do have an advantage that, like, my time is my time, and I'm in charge of deciding how I spend that. So for, you know, I guess I've just kind of come to terms with the fact that, like, I do have the time. I just need to work my business. And so it's been a great weight lifted off my shoulders, knowing that I don't have to worry about 500 different jobs and being everywhere all the time. And it was a struggle. This last year was really tough. And Nancy, y'all know, can attest to that, because we collaborate, and she knows the struggle that it was to, like, for me to show up consistently. It was hard, but.
And you still did. I mean, even when it was hard, you still did. Yeah. And that has made a difference. I mean, I think as far as your brand has, the way that you have grown as a brand and your following, that, you know, I think that consistency has, do you feel that the consistency helped?
Absolutely. You know, when I first started doing this, that was one of the things I struggled the most with, was getting out of my head and staying consistent. Because I would, you know, have a few weeks where I would be really on point, doing everything I need to do. And then something would happen. It would throw me off my routine, and I would fall off the wagon, and I would go disappear for a month. And then I would get in my head about starting over again and be like, oh my gosh, these people are going to think I'm crazy. You know, they haven't seen me. They're going to be like, why is she showing up now? You know, whatever. They're not going to care what I have to say. And it just always felt like I was starting over. And I finally just got to a place where I was like, I can't keep starting over. Like, I'm
Yeah.
never going to get anywhere if I keep starting back at zero. So I just
Good
committed to
point.
myself that, you know, I have to do it. Like, there's no excuses.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Which brings me to this next question, which you kind of answered it. Was there a defining moment when you felt that you knew this is what you wanted to do and became inspired to do it?
I feel like there's been a few defining moments with this whole journey so far. Like the first defining moment was when I joined up with you guys with the Boss Beauties. I was at a point where I was like literally counting. I was like, I have to leave. Like, I can't keep putting money into this business and not getting anything in return. Right. And so I was like, I either walk away or I figure out how to do this. So thank God I had Nancy as my friend and she introduced me to you guys. And, you know, that was a great transitioning point. Trying to think of other defining moments. I hear your kitty cat.
I know. I do too. I don't know. I know. Sorry.
That's okay. My dog is trapped in my bedroom. I hope he's okay. So defining moment. And I guess the other one was probably recently when I was like, I'm going to do this full on and, you know, look at it as a business, because for the longest time, I've just kind of called it a side hustle, something I do when I
Mm,
have time and I just dabble and I don't really talk about it a whole lot. And,
mm-hmm.
um, I got to a point where I was starting to show up more and people were coming to me. Like my clients were coming and sitting in my chair and be like, oh, I saw that video you did the other day. And I was like, you did? Okay. And, you know, so they're starting to have the conversations. And I'm like, okay, so people are watching. They may
Yeah.
not be saying anything, but they're watching. And so I was like, okay, like I have to own up to it now because I've been doing it for so long that it's like, you know, people associate the Facebook business with my brand, right? So
That's awesome. That's
yes,
awesome. So they're starting to, yeah, and that takes time. That took time though,
it did.
and yeah, and I see you showing up unapologetically now, where I know that you kind of struggled a little bit before with that, but you have definitely blossomed. You have, and
Yeah.
you continue to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
I
bad.
told you
No,
I'm owning it. I'm owning it, Tosh.
see, and would you say that's where the difference really came, was making that
Yeah.
decision and owning it and just saying, like, this is who I am and what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to, because don't you agree that we get in our own way?
Absolutely. And, you know, I was always that girl that was like, I would never, ever join one of those companies. Like, I was not that girl. You know, we've all been there where we got, you know, hassled into a party that we had to go to. And we were like, oh, it's just cocktails, just come along. And then you go and you
I
get
know.
the sales pitch and you
Yeah.
can't leave until you buy something. And it's like, I just had that really bad taste in my mouth. So I never, ever wanted to be a part of that. But I, I just had a crazy moment where I signed up that day in 2015. And then I realized what I had done and was like, oh gosh, like I was truly embarrassed. I really was. I was embarrassed to like tell people because I knew what I felt about the whole stigma of what we do in our business. And I had had such bad experiences. I was like, I don't want to tell anybody that I'm a part of this. Like, oh my God, they're going to just run away screaming. Right. So I kept it to myself for a very long time. And I just kind of like, didn't look at it as like something that could be serious until I started seeing the opportunity and seeing what it can do for people and seeing with my own eyes, like I have everything that it takes to do this, right? I just had to get out of my own way.
Yeah, yeah, especially now, a lot of you could probably relate to what Allison is saying out there. How many of you can relate to that feeling, that stigma that is behind especially if you're like with Allison, you're in a direct sales MLM company, network marketing company. How many of you can relate to that feeling of, and I know from my experience as well, just not wanting to tell people because of that embarrassment or that fear that they're going to judge me or they're going to run, not wanting to be that lady that when you walk in the room, they're like, oh, there she is, how many, right? How
Yes.
many of you can relate to that? Yeah. So, but once you get past that fear and you realize this is a legit business, like I have something to offer people, like I can provide solutions for people. I can really help people. Like you said, like you help people to feel beautiful, and that you can do that. And ladies, how many of you agree that when you feel beautiful, you feel like you can conquer the world? The
Yeah.
confidence that is there, right? When you
Yes.
feel yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I have seen, so what would you say your brand is? Like, what makes Allison unique?
Well, I definitely feel like I am here to educate and inspire. I'm here to help break down what people think they can't do. Like one of my favorite things is when a woman comes to me and says, "Hey, can you show me how to like do that eye look, or can you show me how to do that hair tutorial? Like, how do you make your hair curl like that? I want to know." And when I show them and then I see them recreate it and they're like, "Oh, that was so easy." I'm like, "Yes, it was so easy. You just got to like have someone there to say, 'Girl, you got this. Just do it.'" I had one-on-one the other day with a client and she had all her makeup that she's, bought or whatever. And she just wanted me to show her how to apply it. So I said, "Okay, show me what you're doing." And she was doing everything correctly. I was like, "Girl, you got this." Like, you're doing everything that you need to do. And she's like, "Oh, I know. Sometimes it's nice to have someone there to like reassure you." So I feel like I'm there to just kind of reassure my clients that you are beautiful. You don't have to feel old. You can do whatever you want and, just be a badass. I just,
Yes. Yes, just like us boss beauties, little what are we, classy, sassy, a
badassy.
little badassy. Yeah,
Yes.
right. So,
Yes.
and you're really good at showing up, delivering value, obviously you do that with your clients when they're sitting in the chair at the salon. So that's really super awesome. But you show up time and time again delivering value on social media. I love watching your stuff, and I love your personality. But how do you find this value? Like, what inspires you to because you don't just you talk on not only your own products or services that you provide, but you also talk on other things. So, what type of things do you look for or seek out when you're strategizing your content?
Well, it's something that you guys taught me. Honestly, it was like you have, yeah, yes. Oh my God. You have to come at it from a place of how can I help these people? What do I have to offer these women? What can I teach them? You know, yes, I want to show them all these products that I love and share that with them, but I also want them to learn something and I want them to feel confident in that knowledge, right? So whenever I'm coming up with an idea, I always think to myself, like, how is this going to help someone? And is it easy? Is it doable? Like, I never want to come on here and show something that someone doesn't feel like they can do, because that's defeats the whole purpose, right? So I like to be able to break something down and help someone in regards to if it's a makeup look, a hair look, or if it's just, inspiring them to feel better, because I definitely know what it feels like to to deal with depression and anxiety and to have social anxiety and to feel like you're not worthy. I have a whole slew of stories to share. So I feel like I can help to show these women that there is a way out of that mindset as well. So I'm just constantly thinking, how can I help? How can I help? What can I do? What can I offer that's going to, you know, help these
True
ladies?
boss beauty, a true boss beauty there. How can I
Yes.
serve and serve with excellence? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So where do you get your inspiration? Like, where do you get your ideas for some of your stuff? Because you really show up, bringing some really good stuff.
Well, I know I've talked about this with y'all before, but I have been a YouTube watcher for like 10 years, okay? So that's really where I kind of learned my makeup skills from. I didn't go to makeup school. Like in hair school, we didn't really learn application. Um, so I learned by watching YouTube, and this whole YouTube culture of being an influencer and working with brands. And it's been, really interesting to kind of translate that into what I do. But that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from. And I tell people all the time when they're struggling for topics, girl, go on YouTube, type in whatever it is you're trying to talk about, and there's going to be 500 million videos that you can sort of duplicate, right? Also, just paying attention to like social trends and what's happening, because
Mm.
I'm in the beauty industry. Like a lot of it is led by celebrities, and kind of knowing what's going on in the world. So I definitely use that as a reference. Pinterest for sure. And
Yeah.
then like using my clients in the salon as reference points. Like the other day, like that's where I had a video that went really well in the House of Beauty, and it was all about scalp health, because I had a client that came in. She had this gorgeous hair, but she had the worst dandruff I'd ever seen. And it was just like all she needed to do was switch up a few things in her routine to help remedy that. And I was like, she's probably been struggling with this for God knows how long. And all she needs is a few things to help get rid of it. So it inspired me to share with people, like, this is
That's
what you should be
awesome.
doing to keep your scalp healthy, and it went over really well. So using my real life experience to kind of inspire me to know what to talk about is
Oh,
really
love it.
helpful. Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it. Julia, great comment. Yes, don't short sell yourself, because most of your ideas are from your own uniqueness and genuine desire to help others. Love it.
Is that my
Very
mama?
good.
I can't
She
see
said,
comments.
"Yep, that's her. That's her." She said, such as the hide my zit tutorial, which that was awesome. Like, I thought, oh my goodness, this girl has really got, like, I cannot, that was just so unique and so, brave, and it inspired so many. That really helped a lot of women,
I should have
and
named it
men.
that. How to hide my zit.
You should,
That's what I
right?
should
I
have
know.
titled it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, all right. So, how do you balance your entrepreneur life with friends that don't understand the challenges that we entrepreneurs experience? Because it is a different life.
It is. It is. And for a while, and I still kind of struggle with this. Like, I kind of know in my group of friends and my coworkers and stuff who kind of has their own opinions about this kind of stuff and who doesn't. There's a lot of people I work with that are also a part of other companies too. They're in MLMs as well. So there's kind of a range of people in my life who I just kind of know, like, who not to even bother mentioning it to, because they just have this whole weird idea about it. And then I have those people who are just super supportive, but maybe they don't know like how to support. So I'm always like, you don't have to buy product from me to support me. Like, it's all about, getting my face out there and networking. So I've had some clients, or friends send me people my way who might be able to use my services, or just encouraging them to like share my content, like, comment, share, whatever. Don't want
Right,
to say those
right.
buzzwords,
I
but
know, I know,
don't put me in jail, Facebook.
I know.
um, but I mean, it's a struggle because there's still so many people in my life who just think I'm silly and I'm over here wasting my money and my time, and that, like, they just don't see it as a real thing.
They don't
So
get it.
they don't
Yeah,
get it. And so the only thing that I can do, I've learned, is just to control what I do and say and how I feel, and to show them differently, right? To show up differently and let them know that I'm not doing what they are perceiving, right? And that this is a viable way to make money. And a lot of
yeah.
people are doing it now.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually a very, yes, I agree. And it's in a wonderful industry to be in. So do you have any mentors?
Well,
And do you
there's
think
these
mentors
two
are important?
there's these two ladies, Tash and Lisa. I mean, literally, like you guys, I I say this all the time, but like if I had not found y'all, I probably would have quit a few years back and just been like, screw this. I'm not, because I was convinced that I was too much of an introvert. Yes, I'm an introvert. I
It's
was
hard to believe.
convinced, I know, I was convinced I was too much of an introvert, that this was just not going to work for who I was and my characteristics of my personality. I just thought that like this wasn't made for me and that I was trying to force myself to do something that I just didn't want to do. But what I realized after connecting with the Boss Beauties was that I just needed somebody to believe in me and to show me the way. And that's what I was missing with my previous company that I was with, was that I just didn't have any guidance. I didn't have any mentorship. And yes, mentorship is so important.
It
And
is.
connecting with sideline sisters is what we call them, people who are not directly under our downline or whatever, but just are in the same business, same industry, people that you can run and track with, that help inspire you. Like those are so important. And if I hadn't had that with Nancy, um, I don't know if I would be here with this
Yeah.
business right now.
There is nothing like women helping empower other women. I mean, I am a true
Absolutely.
believer, and that's part of the Boss Beauties, is that we really believe that women helping women we can move mountains together. And there's
Yes.
just there's just something about that support and that love and that guidance and that it's just, and we've have a history, women, of really being catty with one another. In high school we had a lot of issues, so there's a lot of bad, um, you know I don't want to say blood. What's the word I'm looking for? We have a lot of memories of our interactions with women, that is part of, I think, our journey, is getting over that and past that, and realizing that all along what we were looking for is that sisterhood, that love, that support. And it was, you know what I mean? Do you remember those days back in high school when it was just, do you remember
Yes.
those days?
And I think I do. And I was a loner. Like I had my little core group of friends or whatever, but I just have memories of just being really quiet, kind of in the background. I went to a performing arts high school. I was a dancer. So there were moments where I had to like turn it on. I would get on stage and I would be that vibrant Allison that people see. But there is a side to me that is very reclusive and very just shut down, and like, I just sit back and observe. That's like the Capricorn in me, I guess. But um, I do remember that. And I don't remember having a whole lot of like girlfriends or whatever. I was always the girl that hung out with the boys because I just was so low drama and low energy that I just connected with guys better. So when I started this business, that's what, like, I didn't realize that I was looking for community until I got into it and was like, oh, this is what it feels like. Like I had no idea that that was what
Yeah,
I needed until I
so
had
true.
it. I had a taste of it and was like, oh, I need support from people who are doing this with me. Like
Yes.
it's not enough just to have people say, oh, I love watching your videos, or, oh, that's cool, like whatever, and then just go on about their day. No, I need people who are doing this, who know the struggle, who understand what the day to day is like, who I can connect with. And I have that now, which I'm so thankful for.
I love it.
So
Love
yeah.
it. It really does make a huge difference. I totally agree. Okay. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I want to know, do you listen to podcasts? If you do, what do you listen to?
I'm
Who do
kind
you
of
listen to
obsessed
that's
with
get
them.
inspired?
Yeah. Obviously, Rachel Hollis, the Rise podcast is one of my number ones. She's awesome. I listen to, I always say her name wrong, Cara
Oh yeah.
Alaweba.
I love
the
her.
the champagne
Yes.
diet
Champagne
is
diet.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's actually started changing up
The
her
girl
content
code.
a little bit. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
kind of transitioning more into health and wellness, which is great. Still very valuable.
Yeah.
Who else? There was
Those are
another
both really
one.
good ones.
Yeah. I think those are my top two that I check in with like weekly.
Yeah, love them too. And ladies, if you have any of your favorite podcasts, drop them in the comments. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a mantra that you live by?
um, I mean, no, I don't feel like I do, but I feel like I'm constantly feeding my brain with like positive quotes, and like that's one of my number one things that I do every morning is I get it on Pinterest or whatever and read a positive quote. I definitely am always trying to to feed my brain with that kind of stuff. So I don't have like one mantra, but I
That's
definitely
all. Yeah.
make it a point to surround myself with that kind of positivity.
That is so awesome. Awesome. And Linda says, listening to y'all helps me so much. That is what it's all
Yay!
about. That is what it's all about.
Yes.
Women inspiring women. What did you have for breakfast?
I'm the worst, Tosh. I'm the worst. I just have coffee for breakfast. Like, I am not a breakfast eater. If I do, it's a chocolate croissant from Starbucks, which is so bad. And I'm trying to break my habit. I actually am about to get on this protein shake kind of thing because I figured at least the least I could do is drink a protein shake for breakfast, right?
Yeah, yeah. How many can relate to that kind of a breakfast?
So
Coffee,
bad.
coffee, and maybe more
Coffee
coffee. Yeah.
with a side of
Um,
water.
yeah, with a side of water. Yeah, who can relate? What's your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Definitely play with my puppy boy, Jackson. Love to mess around with him. We haven't gone to the dog park in quite some time, but we need to do that.
Oh,
And just hang out with my family and, watch Netflix. I love watching Netflix. I'm like watching all the old episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race right now because I'm obsessed with drag queens. They make me so
I love it.
happy.
Yeah, I agree. Fun,
So,
fun people for sure.
yeah.
Okay, last question here, and then I will let you go because this has been an amazing, amazing time in an interview with you. What advice would you give someone who is interested in starting their own business?
I would say to move forward no matter how scared you feel and to just remain coachable, remain open minded, and to just know that whatever you're struggling with, there's someone out there who has been there, done that. And to not be afraid to just go after it and know that you deserve to live whatever life you want to live, however you want to do it. And you should, just go for it.
Just do it. Just go
Just
for
do
it.
it.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So how can people connect with you? So you're Allison Boyce, that's obviously your profile. We can find you there. Do you have a business page or anything or
I do
anything
have
like
a
that?
business page. It's called Beauty by Allison Kate. I also am on Instagram. That's where I do more of my hair stuff. I need to like cross promote. I know it's like a whole thing, but my Instagram is underscore Allison Kate underscore, and I'm on Facebook all day, every day.
Awesome, awesome. And if anybody would be interested in wanting to, just get to know you better, I'm sure you invite them to just message
Yes,
you and
please message
yes,
me. Message me,
yes.
follow me, let's connect. That's one of my favorite things about this business is, getting to meet other women. I'm actually getting ready to go to my national convention for my company here in the next few weeks,
Exciting.
and I cannot wait to meet all these ladies who I've connected with through Facebook and finally meet them in person. So that's one of my favorite things about what we do. So message
So
me.
awesome. Message her. She's awesome. You're going to want to connect with her and you're going to want to follow her for sure because she really gives some great, I don't know, she's just got some really great tips. Just even that one, like just that little zit one is just like, if you see that one, you'll know why you need to follow Allison.
I
you know?
know. It's the struggle, the hormonal breakout. Such a struggle, right? Oh
It
my God.
is. I know. Well, I just adore you. I love you. We are. Lisa and I both adore you so much, and we just really appreciate you coming on and doing this for us and just sharing your life with all these ladies. We
Well, thank
appreciate you.
you.
And
Thank you so much for the
hopefully
invite.
we would love to have you back again sometime. So hopefully
Yes.
that you'd be open to that. Yay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you for hopping on. Be sure to tell others about this so that they can get to, hear Allison's story, because it's very inspiring. And, I don't know, so many of us can relate. So many of us
Yes.
can relate.
Yes.
All right. Well, love you, ladies. And we will see you all tomorrow. We're going to have Erin Stokes on tomorrow. So be sure. And then Nancy Ann on Thursday. So
Woohoo.
yeah. Woohoo. All right. Bye, ladies. Thank you so much. And thank you,
Bye.
Allison, once again. Love
Bye,
you, girl.
Tosh.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.